Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
And today I'm going to make the argument, along with Rob, that Caitlin Clark is the most cheered for visiting athlete in team sports history. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so and hit that notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next videos. And Rob, I don't know about worldwide because I guess I don't know the whole history of sports worldwide, but I can't think of any examples that would top this. Where Caitlin Clark, I would argue, Rob, gets more visitors to see her play and cheering for her than any athlete in at least American team sports history and maybe worldwide in team sports history.
Yeah, she definitely is bringing the sell arenas, for other teams from visiting teams are sold out, which they never sold out before.
Rob,
but my thing is that that's great. I think it's great, but I mean, for the home team, if I'm the home team, and you have this player coming in and people are cheering for her after the game, I'd be kind of like, what's going on here? What's happening? What's up with this, fans?
Right, Rob. There are games that they had to switch arenas for, right? I think about half a dozen already. And some of them, they had 4,000 the year before and then 20,000 when she showed up. So simple math. Let me just 24. Okay. 16,000 fans out of 20 are there to see her in some of the games. And some of them aren't, it isn't the exact ratio of that. Against Phoenix, Rob, after the game, and they beat Phoenix, she got a standing ovation from the fans in an away game. Has that ever happened? I've seen Michael Jordan play in Philadelphia. He didn't get any standing ovations after the game.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
cheers for his plays, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, when Michael Jordan came into the play against the Knicks, if he dropped 50 points, the fans weren't standing and cheering him on. They were pissed off. So it's like it's amazing how like she's just drawing in fans that should be rooting for the home team. It should be a home game when it seems like it's a home game for the Fever.
Right. And in Philadelphia, for instance, or maybe 15,000 instead of 20,000, because they do pretty well. They sell out a lot. So the difference is not nearly as significant as when Caitlin Clark comes in. So even at Michael Jordan his peak, normally they have a lot of seats to begin with. That's not the case in women's basketball. So that's why I think it's pretty clear there's more fans to see her in a visiting game than anyone in American team sports history, maybe in the world in team sports history, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, it's really great for the game, and I feel that she's bringing in a lot more viewers and people who've never seen her. 'Cause that's the whole thing. People want to see her, and the reason why is she's going to be a phenomenal basketball player. Plus people have never heard about her, and they want this very curious. So what's the big deal about this Caitlin Clark person?
Well, Rob, and they're cheering for her, so that must be hard for the home team.
Yeah,
I mean, it would bother. I'd understand, but it would bother me if I'm at a home game and they're cheering more for the opposing player and sometimes the opposing team more than the home team. That would be rough to take, I think. So that gives the Indiana Fever an advantage.
Yeah, so it's almost, even though it's not a home game, it seems like a home game.
I see signs of girls and young women that say, I traveled 9,000 miles to see you or 16,000 miles to see you. And
right.
They don't even care. They don't care about Phoenix. They're not even from there. They're from other cities that coming to see her. These aren't just people that live in those cities. Those are people that come from other cities to watch because they have to choose one of 12 cities. Like I live in Philadelphia and there's not a WNBA team in Philadelphia. And I went to Brooklyn to watch the New York Liberty play the Indiana Fever because I wanted to see Caitlin Clark. And so, that's what you have to do sometimes. It wasn't, so much of a travel. I didn't go 9,000 miles or 6,000 miles. No. I just went like 110 miles, and stuff like that. But still, that's what people have to do because there's only 12 cities to play in, Rob.
Right. I mean, during the Mark McGwire home run thing, I was in New York City and I went to the Shea Stadium to see the Mets. And then people were there to watch him, and then he hit a home run, and some people were cheering, but we were like, what are you cheering? He just hit a home run off your team. What are you doing? I mean,
Right.
yeah, it's a record. I mean, I'm not going to cheer for him.
And it seems to be a family event, like, because so many of her fans are girls and young women, and their parents have to bring them to the games, and I don't know, the parents are all for it because the little girls are happy, and they all got Caitlin Clark jerseys. They're all trying to get her autograph, and I'm happy to see that there's a lot of Black young girls that are big Caitlin Clark fans too. It's not a racial thing. I'm happy to see that. And she's drawing fans from everywhere, Rob. It doesn't even matter about their political agenda or anything like that.
Well,
this is just someone that likes exciting basketball players.
That's why I like the youth, Mark. Like, I talk to the young women I work with, and their perspective of what's going on. They don't seem to put color in it like we did growing up. I mean, their teacher was Asian, their principal was Black, and the science teacher is gay. They don't put all that stuff into it like we do. So especially the young
like
women.
We or like ESPN. Rob, I think it has to be a little bit demoralizing for the home team, and I want to know what everybody else thinks. Hit down below whether you think that's difficult to play in that type of situation, and whether you can think of any situation like this where someone draws in more fans that are actually there to see the home team.
Right. One person.
I can't think of that because again, in the NBA, they get, they do have a lot of seats to begin with. They don't have like 3,000 to 6,000 seats per game.
Mm-hmm.
They were averaging 6,000. So like some of the teams had more, but Indiana Fever averaged 3,500, and some of the other teams also were under 6,000 per game.
Right.
When they go from that to 20,000, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so, that happened when she was in college too, Rob. She did an exhibition game before her senior year, I think it was, and there's like 55,000 fans. She can draw anything.
Can you imagine during this time if she did an exhibition overseas? Like if she went over, believe me, if she went over to China, Japan.
Oh wow, Rob, what a great idea.
I
mean, she could do like either a tour with her team or like some Team WNBA.
Yeah.
And they could make some serious money. Right?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I mean, she wants a break. So maybe like, preseason to next year. That would be a good idea. Rob, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna market that idea. We're gonna have to put a patent on that idea and
okay.
Yeah, put together a Caitlin Clark
tour.
I don't know if it's going to be Indiana Fever or Team WNBA tour, but we could do that, and we just have to make connections with all the countries and say, hey, and then get hold of Caitlin Clark's agent and say, hey, we want to do a tour for 10 exhibition games before the season starts. She'll have a nice break, and then she'll be ready to start again.
She can do in Taiwan, Kobe's had been to Taiwan a couple of times, and just do a clinic. She can just go by herself. Forget the WNBA. She can go by herself over and do a clinic in those places. That's what Kobe and
she could go just to teach bounce passes, Rob.
That's what I'm saying. She could just go there and are you kidding me? When they showed like Kobe coming to the airport, Mark, the people were crazy at her jersey. They would have her jersey, everything. She would really in Taiwan. They would go crazy. People would come from China to go to Taiwan to see her.
I'm not sure I should let the public know about this, Rob. We might want to market it ourselves and contact our agent, contact other countries.
Yeah. Oh, she definitely would be. Oh.
Well, anyways, I don't know. It must be disheartening when she sinks a three and the other team cheers.
Right. Well, they're there. That's what they're there for. They're waiting for that logo three.
Yeah. So if you wonder why she's exciting, just go watch her and go watch someone else, and you'll see. It's her competitiveness. There's her logo threes. There's her threes. Some of her drives to the basket and dribbling is exciting. But I just think it's the joy that she plays with, Rob, and her passes are just amazing. She's going to establish herself. I think, she has established herself already, Rob, as the best passer in women's basketball history, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah.
It's certainly the most exciting. So anyway, so let us know what you think. Let's know if pretend you're an athlete and you're at a home game for your
Oh
team,
man.
and Caitlin Clark comes into town, and you hear the cheers for her during the game. Let me know how that would affect you as an athlete, because I know as an athlete that would affect me.
Yeah.
And let's know what you think about this video. Hit the like button if you do, and feel free to subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell when you do, so you get notified of our next videos. And we're going to be live during the 2 weeks during the Olympics from July 27th to August 10th, 2 to 5 Eastern time. We'll be covering them. That's prime time in Paris, and that's when the marquee events are. And our normal live show is 6 to 8 Eastern time on Mondays, except for major holidays. And if you want to donate to this channel and help us out, there's Super Chat down below. And there's also PayPal, where we see the links down below also. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.